For more than 2 decades, Britney Spears has occupied a rare space in pop culture where fame, influence, and endurance meet. From the moment she burst onto the scene, she didn't just release songs, she set tones, sparked conversations, and defined eras. What makes Britney fascinating isn't only her chart success or iconic visuals, but the way she consistently felt larger than life to audiences around the world. Even people who didn't follow pop closely knew her name, her hits, and her presence. She became a shared cultural reference point, showing up on magazine covers, award shows, and TV screens with an energy that was unmistakably her own. That longevity didn't come from hype alone. It came from discipline, instinct, and a deep connection with fans. Britney's journey includes triumphs, challenges, and reinvention, yet her relevance never fully faded. She remains pop royalty not because of constant perfection, but because her story, talent, and resilience continue to resonate with generations who grew up watching her evolve. From child star to global icon, Britney's story begins long before sold-out arenas and red carpet moments. Her early years on television introduced her as a disciplined performer with sharp instincts and natural charisma. When her debut single arrived, it felt like a cultural reset. Suddenly, pop had a new face, sound, and attitude, and it all revolved around her. What set Britney apart wasn't just her catchy music, but her ability to balance relatability with star power. She felt approachable, yet untouchable at the same time. As her career accelerated, she adapted quickly to the pressures of global fame, learning how to command interviews, performances, and media attention with confidence. Each album marked a clear phase, reflecting shifts in pop trends while still feeling unmistakably Britney. This evolution helped her avoid being locked into a single image. Instead, she grew alongside her audience, turning early promise into long-term impact and securing her place as one of the most recognizable entertainers of her generation. Understanding Britney's actual size. One of the most surprising facts about Britney Spears for many fans is her physical stature. Standing at around 5 feet 4 inches, she is shorter than many imagine when watching her dominate massive stages and high-energy performances. This contrast highlights an important truth about entertainment. Presence often matters more than physical dimensions. Britney's proportions, posture, and movement style make her appear taller and more commanding under stage lights. Costume design, choreography, and camera angles all work together to amplify her impact, but the core element is her confidence. She moves with certainty, never shrinking herself or fading into the background. Her size has never limited her ability to perform demanding routines or headline global tours. Instead, it reinforces how much presence comes from intention rather than height. Britney's stature challenges outdated assumptions about what a leading pop star should look like, reminding audiences that star power isn't measured in inches, but in how fully someone owns the space they're in. Athleticism as a signature trait. Britney's performances have always been physically demanding, and her athleticism is a defining part of her legacy. Long before pop concerts regularly resembled full-scale dance productions, she set the standard for high-energy choreography paired with live performance. Maintaining that level of movement required strength, endurance, and discipline, qualities that became closely associated with her image. Fans often recall how effortlessly she transitioned between sharp dance breaks and vocal delivery, creating shows that felt dynamic from start to finish. This physical commitment contributed to the way audiences perceived her size and strength on stage. She didn't just occupy space, she energized it. Training, rehearsals, and conditioning were essential parts of her routine, and that dedication showed in every performance. Britney's athletic approach helped redefine expectations for pop performers, proving that movement could be just as expressive as vocals. Her influence is still visible in how newer artists approach live shows today. Fashion moments that defined eras. Britney's fashion choices are inseparable from her cultural impact. Each era came with visual moments that became instantly recognizable and endlessly referenced. These looks weren't just about trends. They told stories about where she was creatively and personally at the time. Whether playful, bold, or futuristic, her outfits complemented her performances and amplified her stage presence. Costume design worked hand in hand with choreography, allowing her to move freely while still creating striking silhouettes. Over time, these looks became symbols of entire periods in pop culture, often recreated and reinterpreted years later. What stands out is how comfortably she carried each style, making even the most daring outfits feel natural rather than forced. Fashion became another language through which Britney communicated confidence and individuality. Instead of being overshadowed by clothing, she made it part of her narrative, reinforcing her image as someone who wasn't afraid to take risks and set visual standards. Presence that fills the room. When people talk about Britney's size today, they're often responding to her presence rather than measurements. There's a quality she brings into a space that draws attention instantly, whether she's on a stadium stage or in a simple video clip. This presence is built from years of performance experience, self-awareness, and an intuitive understanding of how to connect with an audience. She knows when to be playful, intense, or relaxed, and that emotional range adds depth to everything she does. Even in quieter moments, there's a sense of intention behind her movements and expressions. This ability to command attention without effort is rare and can't be taught easily. It's the result of authenticity combined with confidence. Britney's presence challenges the idea that scale defines impact. Instead, she demonstrates that influence grows from how fully someone inhabits their role and expresses themselves in the moment. Evolving public image over time. Britney's image has shifted many times, reflecting changes in music, culture, and her own life experiences. These transformations weren't always smooth, but they were always visible, making her one of the most closely observed figures in entertainment. What's remarkable is how she continued to adapt while remaining recognizable. Her public image evolved from youthful pop star to seasoned performer, carrying both nostalgia and maturity. Social media later offered fans a more direct glimpse into her daily life, revealing a side that felt less polished but more personal. These glimpses reinforce the idea that growth doesn't erase earlier chapters. It adds layers to them. Britney's continued visibility shows that audiences are willing to grow with artists when they feel a genuine connection. Her evolution reflects broader cultural shifts around fame, control, and self-expression, making her story not just about music, but about changing expectations in the public eye. Confidence beyond numbers. Discussions about celebrity size often miss the deeper point, and Britney's story highlights why confidence matters more than statistics. Measurements can't capture the effect someone has on an audience or the inspiration they provide. Britney's confidence comes through in how she performs, how she presents herself, and how she continues to engage with fans despite intense scrutiny. This self-assurance wasn't always easy to maintain, especially under constant observation, but it became one of her defining strengths. She shows that confidence isn't about perfection. It's about consistency and self-trust. By continuing to express herself creatively, she reinforces the idea that presence and impact are choices, not accidents. Her example encourages a broader understanding of success, one that values individuality and resilience over rigid standards. In this way, Britney's influence extends beyond entertainment into how people think about confidence and self-worth. Why Britney remains unforgettable. Britney Spears remains unforgettable because her impact operates on multiple levels at once. She's remembered for her music, her performances, her visuals, and the emotions tied to each era of her career. Her actual size becomes almost irrelevant when placed beside the scale of her influence. Fans don't just recall what she looked like, they remember how her work made them feel at specific moments in their lives. That emotional imprint is what keeps her relevant long after trends shift. Britney's ability to balance vulnerability with strength has made her relatable while still maintaining star status. She represents both the excitement of pop spectacle and the humanity behind it. This combination ensures that discussions about her never fully fade. Ultimately, Britney's legacy proves that being iconic isn't about fitting a mold. It's about presence, connection, and the courage to keep showing up as yourself year after year.